This is 6th grade math, chapter 8 review. As I'm going through the review, I expect you to write down everything that I write down. And if you have any questions at the end, you can ask them on Google Classroom. Number 1, generate an equivalent expression using the order of PEMDAS. So really what we want to do is find the answer. Remember, PEMDAS is order of operations. So P-E-M-D-A-S. Parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, adding, and subtraction. But remember, with the multiplying and dividing and adding and subtracting, you're going to work from left to right, whichever comes first. So if division were to come first, you would do division and then multiply, working from left to right. Just because they're listed multiplying before dividing, it doesn't matter. This is just to help you remember what PEMDAS is. But when you come to multiplying and dividing, adding and subtraction, please remember you have to work from left to right. So on the first one, number 1, we're going to work out the parentheses first. You have 9 plus 7 times 15 plus 3 divided by 3 squared. So my parentheses will come first because that is your P. So work out what's in the parentheses first. You should get 9 plus 7 times 18 divided by 3 squared. So we've done a parentheses. Then we need to do the exponents. Remember, your exponents are the little numbers on top of your big numbers. Only way I can describe it. Remember exponents? Like, let's just say it was 3 to the 4th power. Example, okay, because you're going to have this later on. 3 to the 4th power would equal 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. It's a shorter way to write that you have 4 threes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 to the 4th power would equal 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, so just remember that. That's going to come later in the quiz. So let's do our exponent. Bring everything down. You need to show your work. And I have 3 squared. 3 times 3 is 9. Now then, working from left to right, our next one would be multiplying or dividing. If I'm going from left to right, I have a multiplication right here. This is my next step. So we have 9 plus 126, I believe. Check my math because sometimes I am wrong. Okay, so the next thing we have is the division part. So this is your next step. So you'd have 9 plus, and then 126 divided by 9. Check me, but I believe it's 14. And then your final thing is to add it up. Okay, but check my math for me because sometimes I do make a mistake. If I do, just leave it on the Google Classroom comments. Number 2. Again, remember, you need to be showing all of your work. Express the power as a product of the same factor. Determine the value. Okay. Remember what I said up here in my notes. 3 to the 4th power was 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So if we have 5 to the 5th power, you're going to need 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? With just knowing that part, you can eliminate this choice. And 1, 2, 3, 4. You can eliminate that choice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we've eliminated the choices to 2. Now you need to solve that. And you can do that. Okay? That would be 5 times 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And I want you to figure this out. I'm going to stop right here because you can do it. So multiply this out, and then you're going to multiply, write it all out, and keep multiplying until you have your answer, okay? Number 3, generate an equivalent expression using the distributive property. Okay. Distribute. We're going to distribute that 6 to the other numbers. And if you're going to distribute something, that means to hand it out, right? So 6 has to be handed to this variable, and then 6 needs to be multiplied by 4. Okay? And work out what you can. I can tell you, if you do this, 6, you know it's going to be 6x plus whatever 6 times 4 is. So you know this one cannot be it, and this one cannot be it because it doesn't have the 6x. So now we've, again, eliminated it to 2 choices. Number 4. Okay, this one has an error in the answers. This right here should be 2r. Okay, because we're going to distribute this one again. Okay, so 2, 5 plus r. So we're going to distribute 2 to 5 and 2 to r. So again, 2 times 5 is 10 plus 2 times r. Since we don't know the value of r, we can just put 2r. And that's why it was important that you knew to correct that answer choice. Okay, number 5. Evaluate the expression. If m is 6 and n is 12. So we're going to substitute those values in for the variables, okay? Just make sure you do it correctly. So number 5, what is n? N equals 12. And you're going to divide 12 by m. M equals 6. So 12 divided by 6. Okay, number 6. Miss Sosa bought a t-shirt and a pair of socks for each of her 12 grandchildren, 14 grandchildren. Use the distributive property to find the total amount of money she spent on her grandchildren. So we're distributing, again, just like we did in the previous number 3 and 4. Okay, she wants to buy a t-shirt and a pair of socks for each 14 grandchildren. So I can cross pants out. She's not going to buy them pants, just t-shirt and socks. So we have 14 times 12 equals this. But she wanted to do t-shirt and socks, so it's got to be plus something. So that's incorrect. 14 times 12, okay, that would be the t-shirts, plus 14 times 4.95, that would be the socks. So you multiply those and see if you get this and see if you get the total. And again, this one was only socks, so that one doesn't work. 14 times 12 plus 14 times, okay, so the only thing you need to do is check your answers. Oh, no, I see another thing you can do. A lot of times it's the process of elimination. Are we adding these together or are we subtracting them? Okay, she wants to buy t-shirts and a pair of socks, so that would be addition. So I can rule that one out too. Process of elimination. It's a good test-taking skill. Number 7, determine whether the two expressions are equivalent. If so, tell what property is applied. If not, explain why. So first I want you to go ahead and solve each side of that equation. I want you to solve it. Number 7. You have 12 minus 5 minus 3. And that should equal 12 minus 5 minus 3. But see if that's true. Just because they say it is, let's see if it's true. So I want you to work this side out. Remember parentheses first. I'll work this side out, remembering parentheses first. And see if it is or isn't. If it is, tell what property it is. Was it the identity property, commutative property, associative property, or no? The first expression is equal to 10 and the second is equal to 4. So work those out and see which one is the correct answer. Okay, number 8. A squared plus 30 minus 18. And it tells you what to use for the values. And it only gave us an A. So if you can circle it, highlight it, underline it, whatever you want to know that that's really the only one you're going to use in this problem. Okay, so number 8 is going to be A squared, so it's 9 squared plus 30 minus 18. So remember PEMDAS. Parentheses, exponents. We don't have parentheses, but we have exponents. So exponents is going to be first. That's 81 plus 30 minus 18. And remember, for adding and subtracting, you're going to work from left to right. And see what answer you get. Number 9. Seema runs 5 miles per week than her sister. She runs 5 miles more per week than her sister. Seema runs 17 miles per week. Write an expression that could be used to find the number of miles Padma runs each week. So we know she runs 17 miles. So that's going to be my equals. Equals 17. And we know that she runs 5 miles more per week. Okay, but we want to know what her sister runs. So knowing that this is it's going to equal 17, and you can use P for her sister, how are you going to show that she runs 5 miles more than her sister? Number 10. Miguel has at least $250 in his savings account. Write an inequality that represents the situation. Okay, he has at least 250. So you need to ask yourself the questions. Can Miguel have 250? Can he have 250? He has at least 250. So he can have exactly 250. So you would need to put your equal sign kind of right there because we're writing inequality. Then ask yourself, could he have more than 250? Can Miguel have more than $250? If you have at least $250, that means you could have more. So Miguel could have more or equal to, so greater than or equal to $250. Okay? Understand the terminology. Could have more and could have 250. So yes, Miguel is greater than or less than $250. Number 11. Define a variable, then choose an algebraic expression for the phrase. 3 more pancakes than his brother ate. So again, 3 more pancakes than his brother ate. P represents the number of pancakes. Okay, so all this means is P is representing the number of pancakes his brother ate. So really focus on the operation down here. Is it going to be P divided by 3, 3 times P plus 3, or P minus 3? Number 12. A local restaurant will deliver if the order is at least $25. Okay, it has to be at least $25. So ask yourself, can it be $25? Can it be less than $25? Can it be more than $25? That's going to help you write your inequality. Okay? So if you want to answer these questions, you can eliminate your choices. All right. Okay, let me finish reading the question for those who need it. A local restaurant will deliver the order if the order is at least $25. Alicia's order is 17 so far. Write and solve an inequality to determine how much more she needs to spend for the restaurant to deliver the order. Okay, so you still need to ask these questions, but you also are going to have to know what to do with this. Okay, again, if you have questions, we'll be happy to answer them on Google Classroom. You just have to answer them after the video. Number 13. Janine's mother is 47. She is 26 years older than Janine. Write an equation that can be used to find Janine's age, J. Well, we know her mother is 47. We know that she is 26 years older. So, how can you write the equation to show that she is 26 years older than Janine, which should equal 47? Number 14. Define a variable, then choose the algebraic expression for the phrase. 9 less than a number. Let n represent a number. So which one of those would show 9 less than a number? Number 15. Kendra can spend at most $8 on lunch. Okay, at most. Can she spend $8? Can she spend more than $8? Okay, you need to ask yourself those questions. This would be S is less than or equal to 8. B, S is less than or equal to 8. C, S is less than or equal to 8. And D is S is greater than or equal to 8. Now then, these three are similar, but you need to look at your graph, because you have to solve it or you have to write it, and then you have to graph the inequality. So be very careful when you're choosing your answer. Number 16. represent the inequality x is greater than equal to 2 on the number line. So on this number line, I would go ahead and do what you know to do and then find the one that matches. Represent the inequality as x is greater than or equal to 2. Well, I tell everyone to find 2 on the number line and circle it. Ask yourself, can x be 2? Can it equal 2? And this little line right here says yes, it can equal 2. Then can x is greater than 2. So which one of these is greater? Is 1 greater than 2 or 3 greater than 2? So find your answer. Number 17. Write a real-world problem that can be represented by the equation 5x equals 75. Solve the equation and represent the solution on the number line. So again, we need to know that this is what we want right here. We want something that has a value of 5 times so many will give you 75. These are the numbers that you need to use. Okay, so make sure that we're using those numbers. Not that this statement is true or false with what the information they're giving you, because sometimes they'll give you that information and it will be true, but it's not what the question's really asking. Remember, we need something with a 5 value and a 75 value. I'm going to read them and then you can determine. Put an X on anything that you see that it would be false. A. Joanne has 8 dimes worth a total of 80 cents. How many dimes does Joanne have? Let X represent the number of dimes. 10X equals 80 or X equals 8 and Joanne has 8 dimes. B. Tyler has nickels worth a total of 75 cents. How many nickels does Tyler have? Let X represent the number of nickels. 5X equals 75 or X equals 15. Tyler has 15 nickels. C. Melinda has a stack of $5 bills worth a total of $70. How many $5 bills does Melinda have? Let X represent the number of $5 bills. 5X equals 70 or X equals 14. Melinda has 14 $5 bills. D. Jeremy has a strip of carnival tickets that are worth 3 points each. His strip of tickets that are worth 3 points each. His strip of tickets is worth a total of 75 points. How many carnival tickets does Jeremy have? Let X represent the number of carnival tickets represents the number of okay, this is getting really repetitive. 3X equals 75 or X equals 25. Jeremy has 25 carnival tickets. So again, I would go back through there, look at the numbers that you needed to use, and see which one holds true. 18. D divided by 12 is 4. Okay, so remember, when we're going to solve our one step, you're going to find your variable, which is D, and you're going to say, what is it doing to the numbers? It's being divided. So what do we do if something's being divided to cancel it out? You have to do the opposite operation. Opposite of dividing is multiplying by the reciprocal. That leaves me with 1D. So if I multiply by 12 over here, I must do the same on the other side. So 4 times 12. Number 19. It takes Mallory 120 minutes to drive to the airport. This is 3 times as long as it takes to get to the airport by train. Write and solve an equation to find out how long it takes Mallory to get to the airport by train. Okay, 3 times as long. That's important. Not 3 more, not 3 less, but 3 times as long to get to the airport by train. So, could it be A, x plus 3 equals 120 with 117 minutes being the answer? B, x minus 3 equals 120 with 123 minutes being your answer? C, 3 times x equals 120, 40 minutes being your answer? Or x divided by 3 equals 120 and 360 minutes being your answer? Number 20. Generate an equivalent expression using prime factorization. Okay, prime factorization is, remember, using the factor tree. Okay, treeing it out. So if I have 128, what 2 things can I multiply to get to 128? And you keep factoring it out until you get all prime numbers. Okay, all prime numbers. Number 21. Solve each equation, check your solution. Okay, so we have 8 plus g equals 38. Find your variable. What is your variable doing to the other number? 8 plus g. G is your variable, and they're adding. So to get 8, to cancel out on this side, and to bring it to this side, because remember, whatever you do to this side, you must do to that side. I'm going to have to subtract 8, and that gives me 0, which gives me g by itself. So whatever I do to this side, I have to do to that side, and you'll find your answer. Again, remember to write down everything that I write down in this video. If you didn't do it, you might want to go back and write everything down. Number 22. 5x equals a negative 15. Find your variable, x. What is x and 5 doing? Multiplying, so you do the opposite. Opposite of multiplying is dividing. Whatever you do to this side, you must do to that side. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so that leaves me with x by itself. And a negative 15 divided by 5. Remember your rules. Okay, I'm not going to give you that answer. It's simple enough. A negative 15 divided by 5. Number 23. Did I skip any? Oh, it's on the back. Okay. So x divided by 3 is less than equal to 6. Same thing, except we have inequalities. So you find your variable. What is your variable doing with 3? It's being divided by 3. So I want to get rid of 3 to have x by itself. To get rid of it, since it's dividing, I'm going to multiply. This cancels out, gives me x. If I multiply this side, I must multiply the other side. Number 24. Solve each equation. Check your solution. So you have a negative 9b equals 54. You find your variable, and you ask, what are they doing? They are multiplying. How can I get negative 9 off of b? If they're multiplying, do the opposite. Divide both sides by that negative 9. So b equals. Again, remember the rules of your negatives. 54 divided by a negative 9. 25. 16 equals 2g. Determine which one of these will work. So you just need to substitute them in. This is kind of like a guess and check situation. So 2 times 7 would give you what? 2 times 8 gives you what? 2 times 9 gives you what? Which one of these will equal 16? If any of these will equal 16. Kind of a guess and check. Number 26. Ted wanted to buy a video game for $34. He already saved $12. Use the guess and check and revise strategy to solve the equation x plus 12 equals 34 to find x, the amount of money he needs to buy the game. Graph the solution on the number line. Okay, there's another mistake on this, and that this needs to be 34. Okay, so they plugged in 20 just like we did on number 25 on the page before. We kind of guessed and checked. They put 20 in, substitute your variable for 20. So 20 plus 12, does that equal 34? It was 32, does not equal 34, so no. They put 21 in here. 21 plus 12, did that equal 34? It equaled 33, which does not equal 34. 22, they substitute 22 for x. 22 plus 12 equals 34. So, oops. See, I even messed up. Huh? It's 34. So, this should read 34 equals 34. Because yes, 22 will work. Number C. Then you still have to get your answer. Number 27. C minus 4 equals 1. Again, it wants you to do guess and check. So out of 1 minus 4, what does that equal? Oh, wait, no. Sorry, it's really early in the morning. 3 minus, they want you to use 3, 4, and 5. 3 minus 4 equals what? 4 minus 4 equals what? And 5 minus 4 equals what? And you'll find your answer. This is called the guess and check. We'll see it later next year. Number 28. Is 12, 13, or 14 a solution to the inequality 5x is greater than 52? Now we're solving inequalities. Okay, so again, you're going to substitute in these numbers for x. 5 times 12, 5 times 13, and 5 times 14. Are those greater than 52? Remember, you should be writing down everything that I write. It helps reinforce the memory, okay, for you have a test tomorrow. Find the missing value, x, and name the property. Everyone gets confused on their properties. Okay, x plus 17 plus x and 3 plus 17. What does x equal? And is it your associative, identity, commutative, or commutative? Solve for x. Same thing over here. 7 plus x equals 7. Solve for x. And is it identity, inverse, commutative, and identity? If you have questions, please let me know. And if you'll keep on listening, I'll have a surprise for you. Okay, for those who kept listening, I'm going to go over and give you the answers Okay, but you still have to show all your work. So go back and make sure you have your answers correct. Number 1, B. 2, D. 3, D. 4, B. 5, C. 6, B. 7, D. 8, D. 9, A. 10, C. 11, C. 12, B. 13, C. 14, D. 15, B. 16, C. 17, B. 18, B. 19, C. 20, B. 21, B. 22, B. 23, A. 24, D. 25, A. 26, C. 27, C. 28, D. 29, C. Again, show all your work. If you have questions, ask them on Google Docs. Thanks.